An Orlando-based hospitality company says it paid out a $1 million bonus to scammers instead of the CEO. That's according to some federal court filings, first reported by FloridaPolitics.com. Now, this company, according to those court filings, says they were the victim of a business email compromise, that a scammer had hacked into the email of the CEO, sent an email that appeared to be the CEO asking for the bonus to be wired into a new and different bank account. And it was only after a second email asking for more money that the company realized what had happened. So how does something like this happen? What are the takeaways for us, even if we're not a CEO expecting a $1 million bonus check? Joining us live now via Zoom to talk about this is Matt Rose, the CXO of TechRage IT. And Matt, I know you said this is the way this whole thing went down is pretty common.
Yeah, it really is. And thanks for having me. Unfortunately, these are all too common. The attempts are made all day long, and uh, everybody should expect that they've happened to them or will keep happening to them, no matter, like you said, whether you're a CEO with $1 million bonus or just a regular Joe.
One of the things that stuck out to me from the court documents is that it says the company's IT had blocked several attempts before of someone trying to get into this CEO's email account. But it only took one.
Yeah.
One attempt was
Yep.
successful, and then they got in and were able to get this $1 million.
Yeah, there's kind of a common saying in the security world that, the attackers only have to be right once. We have to be right every time. And so it only does take that one time. I mean, if you would look at logs for CEOs of any level company, let alone, the company of this size, you're going to find that they're attacked all day long, constantly. And so it can be a lot of fatigue if you're looking through logs and whatnot. And it does just take that one, which can happen via various methods,
That
unfortunately.
that's a good point you make about it only takes them one time, but you have to be right all the time. When you're trying to protect from these things. So what kind of protections are in place or need to be in place to try to prevent something like this?
So it's kind of an interesting one. I mean, the first and foremost, everybody should have multi-factor authentication. We've talked about that before, and that's a must. There's a statement from Microsoft that's a few years old now that says that MFA will stop 99.9% of attacks. It's not entirely true. That they're talking about what's called a brute force attack, or something where someone's just guessing your password. And in that case, it's true. MFA will stop virtually all of them. This is not what happens with these kind of attacks. So MFA is the first and foremost. But unfortunately, with a lot of these attacks, they actually, even those logs talking about that they blocked from different locations, there's a lot of different things you can do, but there's actually a thing called a token. And it's very technical into, but it's kind of this large code that you get that when you successfully log in with your password and a MFA, you kind of get a token. That's what allows you to keep logging in at least for so many minutes or an hour, whatever you can do. And they steal that. And you don't realize it's even happening half the time. It's, this fake DocuSign or a fake thing that signed you in. And really the only way to protect against that is to monitor and hope to shut it down as quickly as possible. There are various tools out there that do that for you, but you're sort of still behind the ball game. Instead of trying to prevent it, you sort of have to just see that something happened and shut the door as quickly as possible.
Is that the bottom line here? Is that there really is no 100% way to avoid something like this?
Yeah, there's not. It's a common thing that in the IT industry, I get frustrated, and it doesn't happen often, like luckily, but like you, as an IT person, you're never hack proof. You're never 100% protected. And if someone's telling you that, it's never possible. It's like saying your house can't ever be 100% protected for someone who really wants to get in. You have the best security system in the world. There's always a hole. It's why we watch movies where things happen. But there is no way to be 100% preventative. You have to respond as quickly as possible, and you have to have as much measures in place, not just those things like MFA, but it's also training. It's why companies have security awareness training and tell you what to look out for in emails, tell you to, even things like wiring money. The most common thing you can do is say that before you wire funds, especially to a new account, you pick up the phone and you call. And now that's getting harder with AI. We've talked about that as well. But you need to have human level things you do, and you need to also have kind of tripwires on the back end that will help you figure out when things are happening too, but that you will not prevent it 100%.
It's getting kind of scarier and harder to prevent these things as well because of those other kind of factors that you talked about, like AI and things like this. Is this only going to get harder to prevent as things continue to advance?
Absolutely. I mean, and this type of attack, a business email compromise, this is essentially what phishing has turned into nowadays. It's low tech for the attackers. You can actually go and download the tools they use to try to attack you, and you can do it yourself in probably 20 minutes if you have any level of skill. It's just a matter of you're looking for someone to fall for it. So as more and more people use technology, as AI gets better, I mean, already in 2023, the FBI reported almost $3 billion in losses from business email compromise, and it was the highest number of reported cases that got into them. That number will only get higher because this attack is it's just easy for them to do. And the numbers keep changing, but like Microsoft typically publishes, I think it's between 30 and 40% of all their business accounts have MFA. 30 to 40%. Like that tells you that even without the MFA piece, we're still not even there yet. So we have a large gap that we need to educate and get people to do in order to prevent these things.
I also think it's kind of eye-opening to hear you say that there are scammers and hackers out there that are trying to get in all day long to these business email accounts, and that could include mine, that could include yours. I mean, that can include all of ours, and the steps that we take as employees, and we need to watch out for red flags and things like that as well.
Well, and that's the thing you have to remember. This was a CEO of a successful company. Yes, they're going to target those people. They're going to target finance. They're going to target the CEOs. You as being a public figure, you're certainly going to be attacked for that reason. But also just they don't really care. They're looking at small businesses, small businesses. They know that they don't have the protections in place, but also they get access to your email list. They can then try to phish those people. It's a sales game. It's marketing. It's numbers too. So they kind of don't care. And just because you're a small business, just because you're whatever the low, what you consider a low position to be at your company, doesn't matter. It's still important.
Well, and looking for those soft targets, looking for those potentially easy ways in, and then, like you said, that may open doors to a number of other avenues for them.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. Well, Matt Rose, the CXO of TechRage IT, we appreciate you joining us and breaking all this down for us, giving us a lot of good information and things to keep in mind as we move forward in this tech-reliant world. Certainly a lot to be aware of.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me again.